Yep, it's the silver dip that we had to have. We've dipped. We've dipped possibly down to a bottoming-ish area. Is the silver dip over? We'll take a look at the silver price. Of course, we'll do gold, platinum. We'll take a look at some chart requests, maybe some Bitcoin and crypto too, and everything else we do here. If you're watching this on the replay, use the time codes below to go to your favorite pub. But if you're watching live, man, you get to enjoy every single thing we do here at Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main. In the first 1 minute of the show, we do the synchronized slurp. Grab a tasty beverage. I've got mine, you've got yours. Let's slurp them synchronously together. It's the slurp heard around the world. We'll do it quickly. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Good to see you. I am Joe Main. We're going to get straight into the silver price again. Use the time codes below if you need to. I do go live out on X and on YouTube. Speaking of, can you do me a great big huge favor and head over to x.com/it's Joe Main. Why would I want you to do that? Well, because it helps me out. I've got over 4,000 followers, and the little thing that I do here every single time, you love it when I do it. I just go like that. Oh, it's perfect too. And now I'm just trending. So can you help me over there? That would be wonderful. And we'll get to some shout outs after we talk about the silver dip. So let's get straight into that. Here is silver. Ah, beautiful. Silver on the daily time frame priced in USD. We have $46.90. We're back under that $47 level. So we have been speaking about this zone right here, and I had it between $46.50 and about $42.20. Why? Because it's from the most recent sort of pivot, which is right there. So you take it from the low, then you take it to that high. Of course, we've broken, new all-time high territory, and we did say that, this was a possibility where it breaks the all-time high, gets up a little bit, and then some sellers take some profits, etc., because never been above $50 before, and they might be getting a bit nervous, etc. Market manipulation might be a factor as well to try and tamp it down so they don't have to get short squeezed too much, and various other reasons. So it was not surprising to see this dip back under the previous all-time high of $50. Then we just, as I said, took it from here and here and that zone. So we've hit that top end right there pretty nice and neatly as well. That top end, could that be the area? Absolutely. There's a couple of things we need to look at though, just to zoom out a little bit. But yeah, good to see at the top end there. What I like about this is that we have reset very quickly on the daily time frame as well, which is good. So instead of having, and I explained this on one of the Facebook posts I did this morning, quick move up, usually you'll see it's good to see a quick move down. Okay. Now the good thing is we didn't spike on the daily time frame. We didn't have one of those massive spikes like that, so that's good. Okay. I'm going to go out to the monthly as well. There's something we need to consider. But yeah, quick move up, and it's a quick move down, and it's reset the RSI very, very quickly on the daily time frame. I'll show on the 4-hour. We have already gone into oversold, right? So extremely undervalued already. Not out of the woods just yet, okay? But on the 1-hour time frame, we've actually hit it a couple of times as well. And it looks like hopefully that might be forming a bit of a bottom right there. What I'm noticing is some potential bullish divergence where you've got a lower low here. So look at this. So there's a couple of ticks, okay? Again, I'm not saying it's done, but here's a couple of ticks. The fact that we've hit the top end of this expected support range, so that's tick number 1. That's good. We have potential bullish divergence, lower low, but a higher low on the relative strength index as well. Yes, you can see that right there. I can't call this yet, I don't think, because can I call this a pivot on the... Oh, yes, I can. That's a pivot on the 1 hour. Okay, yeah, so we've pivoted there. Good, okay. Lower low, higher low relative strength index. So it's bullish divergence on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so that's good. So that's a second tick as well. So 2 ticks so far for a potential. I would like to see some more blinkers on, some more signs. Cool. On the 4 hour though, you have some potential at this stage. I can't call this a pivot yet. What I need to see on the 4 hour is, I need to see a couple of candles more. So a couple more 4 hour periods tick over in order to say, okay, so if there's a couple more hours of up, a couple more 4 hour periods, so let's say the next 8 to 12 hours, if we're just seeing up and we haven't crashed down here, then you could call that a pivot on the 4 hour. So then again, lower low, higher low on the relative strength index, bullish divergence on the 4 hour time frame. That's good. And then when you pair it with the fact that we've reset pretty well. Let me get rid of that so you can see all of that nice and neatly. Once again, you're watching Good Morning Stackers. We will be talking about Bitcoin, crypto, Toshi, and all that stuff, but this is the half hour of power of precious metals. Right here. What was I saying? Yes, we've reset it quite quickly, which is really good. In a bull market, you don't tend to go into extremely undervalued, extremely oversold, okay? You tend to come down to around about the halfway-ish, sort of down to this area where we are now, around about that 40 to roughly 35 to 40 area on the relative strength index, right? In a big kind of bull market, right? And we are in a massive bull market. We are not done here. We're going to triple digits silver, higher triple digits in the years coming. Cool? We've reset that quickly. That's a good sign, okay? That gives now new steam to come in to have a next leg up. So I like that as well. So I'll give that a third tick. There's 3 ticks for me. I'll be a little bit tentative, okay? But that's 3 ticks at the moment, at least that was on the 1 hour, on the 4 hour time frame. On the daily though, there's no, you're in an uptrend, so there's no need for bullish divergence, okay? What I would say though is on the daily time frame, what could push it a little bit lower is that we haven't come down here to make a lower low. So what would be very bullish is if you do something like this, if you get into this zone a little bit more, and as I was saying, anywhere up to this uptrend line, completely fine. I'm actually fine if it gets down to there at $42.20, preferably not though. I mean, why scare a lot of people out? Anywhere down into here, what you might find, and I'm not saying it's going there, but anywhere in here, it's completely normal and expected, okay? That would actually set up a higher low here. You actually form a lower low like that, and that is potential bullish, hidden bullish divergence at the same time. Cool? So yeah, I'm basically, for me, anywhere from now until down into around about that 43-ish kind of area, we're good. I don't think, me personally, I don't think we break that 42. I don't think we break this uptrend line. I think that's very much going to stay intact. And I think the lowest we'll go to is around about that $43 area. Okay. And based on the 1 hour and the 4 hour, we could actually just be ticking up from here. What would give me confidence to say, okay, this dip is done? Very simply, all I do is I take it from the high here and I take it, presuming this is the low. What would give me pause? Okay, if we crack back above $51 right there. If we get through this zone here, see that? See that right there? See that? This is on the logarithmic scale, okay? Through $51 and hold through it, then you can say, okay, that's not a bounce and we go down. We don't reject here and we go down. If we do something like this and then we hold that there, that's chef's kiss, and I'll say, okay, brand new all-time high coming for silver imminently. Cool. A break of 51. Until we're above about 51, I can't say it. Okay. But I am bullish over the longer term. I also wanted to zoom out and show you the monthly time frame because there is something we do have to consider. Let me get rid of all of that. Let me show you the monthly, and I'll pop it on. I'll get rid of all the stuff here. The other thing we just need to be aware of, because you have to look at the other side of it, is we're coming towards the end of the month, and we've got basically all of the trading days, which is good. So there's a lot of trading days to go to lift the price up higher to hopefully bottom around here. We do have to look at this big, we're not there yet, but we have to look at this big wick, okay? We don't like big wicks to the upside. So this could be the other thing that says, okay, maybe we haven't found the bottom here, okay? I really don't want to see, well, you don't want to see this close in the red, okay? So the next few days, you do not want to see, definitely not, closing the month anywhere below, actually, anywhere below where we are right now. Because if I pop that on, you'll see that Fibonacci is sitting right there. So we found that bottom right there, that 46.50, and that's where we are right now. You don't want to close the month below 46.50 because that would then close a red month. Not great. You'd probably assume there's maybe more downside to come if you do that. And also, If you didn't know, this is called, we talk about these big spikes, that's called a shooting star candle. Okay, the shooting star. And it says that sellers are in control of the market, and you see that a lot in kind of blow off tops on all kinds of time frames. We're extremely overvalued on the overbought on the monthly time frame, but you can spend a lot of time there. Yeah, just watch out. I mean, this is preferable at this 46.50 area. A little dip today, tomorrow, sure, into there. But yeah, I mean, wow, if you're closing down into here, that's definitely a red month. So then I could expect probably some more red, and then we have to talk about the lower prices that we would go down to. So, but for now, I like the bullish divergence on the 1 hour. I like the potential bullish divergence on the 4 hour. So I'll stick with that for the moment. Cool. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you reckon we're done now? Have we reset enough for the next leg higher? When I listen to a lot of the other people, when I listen to the people who are much better at this than what I'm doing, like the real experts, like for example, the people over at Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. Head over there. I'm doing their 12-month, year-long comprehensive trading course. Okay, I've learned so much. I'm in the second term at the moment. Learned so much already. But people like, you've got someone like Shane Ellis, for example. Let me see if I can find it. Actually, give me 1 second. I reckon I could be able. That's messages. I'm going to go to the search function. Here we go. Let's go Silver. I'm going to go Silver Shane. Let's see what happens. Silver Shane, because he did an Elliott wave count, which I think is actually quite good. Now I'm going to have to go with. Give me 1 second. Don't you love it when I do this stuff live? XAGUSD. This is how we'll find it. XAGUSD. Shane, there we go, that's August. So if we go relevance and I go latest, there we go, on October the 21st. Okay, so that's a while ago. No, okay, never mind. He had, this is his latest one, which he thought it could go down anywhere near into that area there. Okay, ignore it, don't worry. Basically, I'll show you what I'm talking about. He's talking about the Elliott wave count on silver, which is... Excuse me, we probably have another wave up before we have another wave down. So we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, then a 5 up into this general kind of area before we have then a larger move which corrects this entire move here, which might take it back down to roughly kind of where we are now. Okay, so I do think there is some more upside coming. After that upside, I am expecting a larger dip, but maybe down to where we are now. Okay, not down into the high 30s or the mid 30s or anything like that. Kind of where we are now. So anyway, just watch out for that. Short answer is I am bullish in the long term. That is silver. Let's get to some quick comments. I want to know, do you think the dip is over? And then we'll look at gold, we'll look at platinum quickly, then we'll do Bitcoin and crypto. But you are watching. Good morning. Stackers. Morning, Joe, says Jason Ashworth. Morning, Jason. It's good to see you, my friend. GMS says Mark, Florida. Desi says it's all over, guys. Silver and gold going to zero. That's it. Time to buy. When the sentiment is weirdly, I mentioned this in the comments, it's slightly ultra mini bearish at the moment because, we're back under $50. Good. These people, I bought it. There was a comment that I saw on my channel just before that said, it was on someone else's channel. And it said, I should have sold it all at $54. It's like, come on, guys. Right, we've just broken an all-time high. Do you think we're done? Triple tops aren't a thing. So some people are a little mini bearish. That's good. That's a reset of sentiment. We want that, okay? Daisy said, of course I made some big purchases yesterday before another decent dip. That's my style. We all do it. It's all happened to us. Let's see. 625. I don't know what that means. Cool. So I'm coming to you from the future. Oh, okay. You're talking about the timing. Yes, exactly right. Let's see. Mark Florida says, and that is exactly why I tune in to watch Joe, to see the future. Yes, we are in the future here in Australia. Am I streaming okay? Is everything coming out good? Can you hear me fine? God knows I've been there and done that exactly. Yeah, we all have. Bought at a certain price, then it has a big dip. All been there, my friend. Chris Sino says, it's never over till the fat lady sings, and then we still have shiny projectiles. Hope everyone is getting ready for the buy phase. I do agree. Wonder if he can give you tomorrow's lotto numbers. If I had tomorrow's lotto numbers, you wouldn't see me here. Morning, Bullionaires. Let's see. Morning, everyone. G'day. Knackers, good to see you. We'll get to gold and precious metals in a second. And Gerald is here as well, and there's a few others. Great. Let's take a look at the price of gold. We'll do platinum, then we'll get into Bitcoin and crypto. Ooh, okay. Here is gold on the daily time frame, US dollars, under $4,000 now, 3,991. Cool. Beautiful reset. What a great reset. On the RSI, we're getting down. Like with silver, that's a really quick, nice, I think, healthy reset move. Okay, let's pop into the 4 hour. Yeah, we might be actually slightly different for gold. Okay, on the 1 hour. Cool, so here's the one. Let me go back to the daily. What move are we retracing? Well, we did talk about it. We are currently retracing this move here. So from here to here, we're currently retracing that move, and we haven't done it yet. We haven't actually hit. So silver, interesting. I'll take a look at the gold to silver ratio in a second. Silver has hit the top end of its expected support zone, the zag zone. Gold hasn't done it yet. That's interesting. Okay. Let's see. So in here, and I'm using the logarithmic version of the chart. Okay, I don't use the linear in general. It's pretty close to each. Oh, okay. Okay, I'll take a look at both. On the linear chart, you can actually see that we actually have hit the top end. Okay, but if we use the logarithmic chart, which I prefer personally for gold and for precious metals and for longer term timeframes, then we haven't hit it yet. So I think there's a little bit of room to move down. Watch out for the golden zone, the golden pocket, the zag zone, whatever you want to call it. Anywhere from $3,930, anywhere down to, and this is where you wouldn't freak out down here. You shouldn't freak out down here. If it gets as low as this, it's possible, right? It's very normal. You have a large move up, and you retrace the price roughly 1/3 to 2/3 of the price before you potentially continue the uptrend. Very normal. Now, precious metals they tend to like the halfway point. They usually, in a bull market, precious metals tend not to get down to the bottom end of the zag zone. Okay, they tend to like the 0.382 and the 0.5. So it's somewhere in here is much more likely. So I'd say anywhere between there $39.30, anywhere down to $3,800. Okay. So watch around about there, around a $130 range in between there. I'm expecting probably a touch of there. Could I be wrong? Yes. We just want to see a lovely bounce off here or a bounce off there. Let's do the worst case scenario, and let's say that we bounce at 3,800. This is all spitballing, okay? But then I would want to see it get back through. Oh, that looks pretty nice, isn't it? That lines up well. Around about 4,150. I need to see it break back and through in order to say, okay, new all-time high coming for gold really, really soon. Just like with silver, though, it is in its wave 4. It's in its wave 4 of a mini phase, and I'll show you what I mean. Just like I did with silver and you for the moment. Okay, so where are we? I'll go to the weekly. You have a bit of a move down. You have a bit of one more move up to go. This is what many people are saying, and I do agree with it. We think what's going to happen is some kind of move down here, then a move back up. Pick an area. Is it 49? Is it 5,000? The psychological value before we do have a larger retrace. Okay, and that will be the wave 4 longer retrace, which can take a good period of time. Okay, so would I personally, let me put it this way, would I personally be buying gold here, expecting to make a lot of money in a period of the next 2 years? No, not if I was buying gold for the first time today. If I was choosing to invest in something right now, today for the first time, it wouldn't be gold to make money in the next 2 years or make a decent amount of money. Why? Because what is quite likely to happen is, this kind of thing. We probably have a little blow off top here. This might take it out to about January, February-ish kind of time frame when you look at the seasonality of how gold and the precious metals prices move. This works perfectly with the seasonality. You get these kind of moves in this sort of August to October kind of thing. October tends to be down, and from about November-ish to about February, you get seasonality is usually up. So expecting that kind of thing. But then that forms a, we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that, and then a larger move, which can actually last like a year and a half, 2 years, something like that. So I wouldn't be buying gold here. The time to get into gold was back here. Okay, that's at around that break of that $2,000 mark. You've seen we're up pretty high now, expecting a longer consolidation that, again, could last a year and a half, 2 years, something like that. So gold isn't something I'd be buying now. Silver, oh yeah, I'd still be buying silver now for sure, because where gold goes, silver then runs, and then the other precious metals run. Okay, so just be careful around here if you're looking to buy gold for the shorter term because you want to see it go up. Now, if you're buying gold because, as I think everyone should own gold, I do, I have a bit of gold, as an insurance policy, just in case the world goes to SHIT and all that, and we just have a massive rip in gold because a black swan event happened that you couldn't see. You have car insurance because you don't want to have a car accident, but you might get into one, okay? And the ramifications of getting into a car accident warrants you having car insurance. Exactly the same for gold for bad times happening in the economy, which you can't see necessarily coming. Got it? So do that, and then that's fine. If you want to buy gold now, just dollar cost average, but you're buying to think it's going to go straight to $8,000 to $10,000 in the next 2 years? No, okay? Not the place to be in right now for gold. Unless you're buying for the longer term, you buy it for your insurance policy, and you're happy to buy dollar cost average and lower, then we will be seeing that $8,000, $10,000 US dollar gold thing towards the end of this decade, okay, in 2030 roughly. Okay, that's when we're going to get that kind of move. But we need to have a larger consolidation to shake people out before roughly 2020, end of 2026, 2027, then we get into that kind of area. Cool? That's the short answer. As I've been saying for a while, peaky. Probably haven't fully peaked just yet, but it's coming, okay? That was my opinion on gold. I love gold. Hold it, but don't expect to make a butt ton of money getting in for the first time now. If your average cost is down here, no problem. You're in the green, no problem. Just hold for the longer term. But don't expect to be a gajillionaire in the next 2 years, okay, on gold. Let me go to, what was the point I was trying to make? I've done all that. That's all gold stuff, and I gave you that area to watch out for, which was, if I go back here, it was between here and here. And somewhere between that $3,930 to $3,800 area, and I'm favoring $3,930 to $3,800. Okay, watch in there. Cool. Could have done that much quicker. My apologies. Let's take a quick look at platinum. How is platinum holding up versus everything else? Then I think we will get straight onto the other stuff like Bitcoin and crypto. Platinum on the daily time frame, 1,587 US dollars. Okay, bit of bearish divergence that has been playing out for a while. Remember, I've been speaking about this. Higher highs, lower highs on the relative strength index. That's the oscillator that we use here at Good Morning Stackers. And we did come back to that's good. Come back to test the support. Cool, that's nice. So as long as we form now a higher low and then break through, all looking great for platinum. So that's all we need to see. Don't break there. If you break there, then we're forming. We're now forming, instead of higher highs and higher lows on the daily, right? That's a higher low. If we do something like this, where you get a lower high, then you get a lower low on the daily, right? bad news. Okay, not great. It means you'll be consolidating for a little bit more. Okay, that means there's a change to bearish market structure. You're making lower highs on the daily and lower lows on the daily. Then you can expect a move probably back into this blue zone in here. Okay, into the expected support range. We're not there yet. I'm just warning you. You don't want to see a close any day below 1,495 US dollars roughly. Cool. What you want to see is a lovely higher low on the daily. Great. And then bounce off. And I would say clearing there, you'd be looking really good at 1660. And then we'll say, okay, onwards and upwards we go. Okay, that's on the daily time frame. On the weekly, let me move that out of the way. Yeah. Weekly, monthly. Yeah, we have, as I said, we have been finding resistance at that 1700 level. It's the key Fibonacci, a key Fibonacci 0.786 from that high and that low. Just need to get through it. Once we're through there, as I said, once we're through that trapped money, once we're through this area of resistance, it is like smooth sailing to the all-time high. I like all-time high real quickly after that, and then we'll be making new all-time highs. Very bullish on the long term. The price will not do the following. It's not going to do this. And it's not going to do that, okay? We haven't tanked in platinum. You might get a move back down to here. Just watch out for it, okay? That's very normal. Break out of a huge accumulation zone. That's the 0.786. That's the 618 Fibonacci, sorry. Huge zone to get out of. Anywhere down into here, down to about 1,350 US dollars, completely normal, okay? Then once you break that, I will say all-time high coming like really, like absolutely guaranteed, okay? And then we'll talk about higher prices from there. $5,000 US platinum, easy, okay? In this next bull run, and possibly higher too. Yeah. Dollar cost average into platinum. How is it looking versus gold and silver? Let's quickly look at that, because someone did post a comment saying platinum holding up better. The way you can figure that out is by looking at the platinum to gold and the platinum to silver ratio. So how would I do that, Joe? I find my thing on the side here. Here's the platinum to gold ratio. You can see we've talked about that many times before. So it's looking quite nice. It is holding up really, really well. So yeah, platinum's holding up really well versus gold. Not so much versus silver. Silver, I still think, is the king. Here's that support range, this resistance range, which is now acting as support. So that's great. Okay, we came back down to that zone right there. Okay, into that zone. Okay, we bounced off it. We've now done it twice. Okay, that's really good, and it's holding above. Just need to get it roughly above that 0.4 area, and then we'll say, okay, this means as this number go up, that means platinum is outperforming gold. Much better to be in platinum than gold. What about silver though? Okay, so it's holding up really well versus gold. Platinum versus silver. Okay, we are getting into the expected resistance zone. Okay, we've got to get through it, but looking all right. Let me get rid of that. Okay, so once we get through there, I'm not saying the following is happening, but you just have to look at the data. I have an alert here, so remember when that alert goes off, I'm going to let you know that that alert has gone off, because that would signal to me that actually platinum might be the better play to be in versus silver. Have a think about that, okay? Again, because as this is going up, it's clear that platinum spot price is outperforming silver spot price. We're not there yet. If you want to see silver just absolutely rule the roost, then you want to see this number go down. You want to see it reject in here somewhere. Okay, reject in there, and then you want to see that taken out. Cool. That'll be great for you, because hey, maybe you don't hold any platinum, or you think platinum just sucks and you're rah silver. You want to see this number go down. Okay, or maybe potentially if you start to see platinum outperform silver, there's a couple of other areas that it would really need to get out of, but this will be a good sign. Okay, taking a small position in platinum, still holding a lot of silver, but taking a bit of a position in platinum might be a wise move to consider if we start getting through that blue zone. Then if you do that, mate, very Aussie. You're through a previous level of resistance, through a major decline. And I bet if I do the following, let me check. From this high and this low. Yep. See that? It's really close. So then It's funny how this stuff works. Then see that expected resistance range on the larger thing. Then you're through there. Oh, Nelly. Okay. You'd be through a major resistance, through a major decline, and then through the zag zone. Okay, so through there. Dang. You would really have to consider, and because you go where the data is, you really have to consider that platinum might really outperform silver. Okay, and as I've said before, I go where the data tells me. I love silver. I've been in silver since 2010. But if platinum looks like it's going to start to massively outperform silver, I don't care which metal I'm in. I care which metal or I care which investment is going to make me the most over the longer term and make me more wealthy and for my family and for me and, all that kind of stuff, right? I will highly consider getting out of all of my silver. And I mean that, all of my silver. Wow, I won't say all. A lot of it and getting deep into platinum. Cool. Watch out for that platinum to silver ratio in particular. And I did want to mention the gold to silver ratio. So that's platinum. Could be the dark horse. Tell me what you think in the comments. And the gold to silver ratio, as I was showing you before, we came down to that level here. I'm expecting a tick over really soon in the gold to silver ratio, and I think silver will continue its run. You have some, let's see, yep, there it is on the 4-hour time frame. So now you have some bearish divergence playing out on the gold to silver ratio, which is good for silver on the 4-hour time frame. Why? Because you've got a flattening out. You made a double top as such, and this is a lower high. Okay, so if it breaks right here, see that? If that breaks at the 83.5 level, watch the silver price absolutely cream the gold price, and very likely if that gets taken out again, that would be really good. Okay, then we'd be talking about the big silver move. Okay, really outperforming gold. Watch out for that. I think silver might take over gold in terms of outperformingness in the next couple of weeks. Cool, that's all the gold stuff. Will I take a look at copper? Quick little scan. $5.20 potential bearish divergence playing out with that double top potentially there and some lower highs. So just watch out here. We need to get through that $5.30 zone in order to say copper is absolutely going to continue onwards and upwards. I'm very bullish on it on the long term, but yeah, not out of the woods yet. It could certainly do that. So you want to see that instead. Cool. That's copper. All I have to say about that. I'm going to do I won't do it now, but yeah, I won't do it now. I might do it on maybe on the Thursday show. We're going to talk about rhodium, because rhodium played out exactly as I predicted it might do. I didn't get into the position though. I could have made like 100%. I could have doubled my money on a rhodium investment, but I'll show you that next time. Gadget. Yeah, that's all that stuff. And we're going to talk about Bitcoin and crypto. I'll get to some comments. But of course, when you're ready to buy precious metals, you do want to buy from Perth Bullion Exchange. Why? Best bullion dealer in all of Australia. Why? Well, is it just because they sponsor me? No. I like that they sponsor me. That's great. But the reason why I got into a sponsorship or kind of a partnership as such thingo with these guys is because I got reached out to by Ricky from Perth Bullion Exchange. He launched the business in May of last year. He'd known me from Bullion Now and all those kind of days, seen all my videos and all that, knew that I was good with the social media content creation thing. So he reached out and said, I'm starting a bullion dealership. All right. So I helped Ricky launch and grow their YouTube channel. Okay. So they're doing great guns with their YouTube channel. So I actually gave Ricky the skills and still helping, mentoring and stuff, Ricky at Perth Bullion Exchange with creating engaging YouTube content. Okay. And when he gets time to do content, because he's been really busy recently, they do really well. Let me give you an example. So it had been like almost a month. It had been a few weeks since a video had come out. Okay. Then he made a video and it got released yesterday. 4,500 views. Okay. It was entitled Buy Silver and Gold While You Can, a Supply Update. Ricky was simply talking about the supply, deal, what's going on with silver at the moment with his business and where he can get it from and how long things are taking. But when the right titles, the right descriptions, and look, nearly 5,000 views in less than 24 hours. So doing great guns over there, Perth Bullion Exchange at their YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, type in Perth Bullion Exchange. But because I got to know the business, okay? I got to know what they were doing there at Perth Bullion Exchange, how they're running the business. Are you offering free storage? Yes. Are you offering buybacks at spot price? Yes. Well, that's tick number one. Tick number two. And then we talked about free shipping. And no other bullion business in all of Australia had ever dared to offer free shipping. Ricky decided to be the first. So get free shipping when you have 20 or more items in your shopping cart. What other bullion dealer does that in Australia? I dare you to tell me that anyone is doing that, or they're doing it better than Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. I've heard of one other smaller company offering some free shipping, but I don't think their terms are as good. These guys are doing great guns. Head over there, buy your favorite gold and silver bullion. I would highly suggest, when you can get silver in any form at the moment, you probably want to. Okay, I would just probably do that. There's a lot of stuff in stock. Okay, there's actually a decent amount in stock right now, and a lot of things are on back order. I would highly suggest that don't wait for things to. If you're looking at, say, you love this, I really want, these. Oh, look at this! This is such a beautiful bar. The Scottsdale CL20 20-ounce Kit Kat silver bar. Oh, that is gorgeous. Look at that. If you love stuff like this, 20-ounce bar of silver in that Kit Kat kind of form, look at that. That is just beautiful, right? Now it's on back order, pre-order. What you can do, you can wait until they come in and then buy them. Good luck. All of these will go, okay? There's 7 left available for back order, for pre-order. This is what Ricky was saying on his video. The thing is, you can't wait for the physical to arrive. You're going to have to pre-order these days if there's something that you really want, because once it arrives, it's all going to be taken already. So you kind of got to get in now. Okay, that was kind of the crux of that video right there. Anyway, buy from Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. Some comments then, Bitcoin and crypto. Do I have any comments? Platinum sounds interesting. It really is at the moment. I absolutely agree. Let me see if I can put this on. Is that going to be better for me? No. Yeah, that's a little bit better for the lighting. Do I look better? Good. Comments? Let's see. Yes. You're a big fan of all of these. I was actually looking at CLMF just yesterday. NNE, I have a position in NNE, nanonuclear energy. I have that. I think I'm slightly down on that position, but I'm happy to hold for the longer term. Caroline is here. FOMO. Good to see you, Caroline. Paul says, I find it fascinating that bullion dealers are struggling to keep metals in stock, yet the price is in free fall. I think that signals a shift potentially that normally when the price dips, you see demand, go down a bit. It might be going down, but it's plateauing to a much higher level. Okay, this is what we saw in COVID. COVID went down, and then you had a massive run from March of 2020 to whenever it was. Had that big peak, that larger peak in silver and particularly in gold. And the bullion businesses that I was working for, the amount of customers just rocketed, busy, we had to put new staff on, etc. And then it plateaued, but it plateaued at a much higher level. We might be seeing that now. I think we're at a new normal now. You're thinking 68 Australian dollars? You could be right. Let's see. Makes sense. Cheaper prices sells out quicker. Yeah, anyone in the game knows silver is only going to go up over the long term. I do agree. And Caroline says, I did it myself before the drop last week. Gerald says, miners are not going to sell for less. Right, equals arbitrage. How much of what went down the last few weeks was organic? That's another question as well. Many people are saying that that this big silver dip has been mainly market manipulation. Could be. Could be trying to tamp it down so they can buy longs instead. Okay. Just picked up my first 1/4 ounce of platinum. Congratulations. Roadkill. I wish we could see all the names above the thing. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, congratulations, man. Platinum for the win. Uh, all right, let's address that. 123 Sarbong says, so you get paid for being bullish. So let me address that for a second, because and I don't think you mean it in a mean spirited way or anything like that, but let me address it. Um, here's a hot tip for you. People can do things for more than one reason. Well, I've got batteries in my hand. Mind blown. People can do things for more than one reason. Isn't that amazing? I think that probably applies to almost everybody in the world. Do you ever do things just for one reason? Well, if you're hungry, you eat, okay? But do you only ever do things for one reason? Sometimes, quite a lot, people do things for more than one reason, okay? This is actually an argument that people use against like big political figures. Let's take Trump, for example. Trump's only in it for himself. Is that the only, like, Trump's an egomaniac. He's just doing it to, like, people don't do things just for one reason. Okay. People might want to do, people, like, people do things for money. People do things for glory. People do things because they were going to do it anyway, of which I already was. So to give an example there, and this doesn't piss me off what you've said, but I'm just explaining to everyone. So you get paid for being bullish. No, I am bullish. It's the other way around. Have been bullish on silver and all that since, again, I've been in it since 2010, had that long dip. I'm bullish on silver. No matter whether I was sponsored by anyone, I'd still be making this show. Okay, but hey, is it great that I can continue to make this show because people who are aligned with my general thing also want to go, hey, you're bullish on silver. I have a bullion dealership. Let's have a bit of a partnership. And go, great. I can talk about this stuff and get paid for it too, like a kind of a sponsorship deal. That's amazing. So good on me. So I'm not getting paid for being bullish. Well, I'm not bullish because, let me put it another way. So actually, so you get paid for being bullish. Yes and no. Actually, yes and no. I mean, I'm bullish and I get some money for that too. Not a lot, we're in a great little, deal there with Perth Bullion Exchange. I'm also in a great little deal with Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. I'm in a partnership with stormrake.com, the full service cryptocurrency brokerage. But I'm bullish on crypto over the longer term. I'm bullish on precious metals as well. That's called a win-win situation, my friend. Let's see. Speaking of, let's go to that. There and there. All right, let's take a look at Bitcoin, crypto, Toshi, etc. Where are we with the whole Bitcoin thing? Let's see. And once again, always understand, I go wherever the data tells me. So if the data tells me that Bitcoin is going to massively outperform, precious metals, for example, then, I'll get a larger exposure to crypto. If it's saying that precious metals are going to massively continue to outperform crypto, then I might have less of an exposure to crypto. But I am bullish on Bitcoin over the longer term, absolutely. Okay, just depends where you think we are within the cycle, etc. Here is Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, price in USD, 113,000. Okay, so we're not out of the woods for me personally. We've come into that expected resistance range and it has acted as resistance. We just now need to see it hold. That's very simple. From this high, the all-time high of 126,000, for anyone who's new to my stuff, we had been talking about the fact that we'd had a rise in price, but a lowering or an equaling out, a lowering in relative strength index. That was saying that this here was looking like a potential liquidity grab. All right, grab everyone's stop losses who went short here. Okay, so it takes out those people. Okay, then we had that massive manipulation down, the BTC whale. I think, as I've been saying, I think the big BTC whale who unlocked a bunch of Bitcoin that they'd had since 2011 and sold that into the market, swapped it for Ethereum and took all those shorts, they were absolutely no proof. I don't have oh no, we do have proof. They actually named the guy. I think they named the person, and they were very obviously in the large crypto exchange circles. So this was a move by the crypto exchanges to shake everyone out before they can resume the trend that they want to resume. Okay, so it's taking out the highs here, taking out all those people, grab their liquidity. Then what did it do? It grabbed all the liquidity down here from the people who went long here, had their stop losses here. So big crypto went, haha, you think I'm going to pay you out a whole bunch of money? No, I'm going to grab your stop losses first. Right, aha, you think I'm going to pay out a whole lot of money to you people who've bought down here and you're riding it to $150,000, $200,000? No, I'm going to take you out first. So take out the high, take out the low, then potentially continue the trend. Potentially, okay? What I need to see is pretty simple. I need to see 117,000 roughly broken and held. It's right there. It's a previous level of major resistance. Okay, right there. See that zone? Look right there. It's also the expected resistance zone from this high and this low on the logarithmic time scale, on the logarithmic scale. So between the 0.382 and the 0.618, that's it. Get through there. That's all you need to know. If you start rejecting here and then get back out and fall back down through this zone here, I'd be concerned. If you really start breaking through that 107, 108, that right there, I'm very concerned that you'd be going down lower. And maybe this is the cycle top for Bitcoin for this cycle. Very bullish for Bitcoin over the longer term. We just have to wait for the next cycle, the next bottom, wherever that would be. And then we'd talk about, when that next cycle would occur and when the next high would be in X amount of years and all that stuff. We're not there yet. I'm just saying that's what would happen. But yeah, break and hold, 117. And then I'll say, as soon as we get through there, I'll say, okay, brand new all-time high coming for Bitcoin imminently. That's as simple as that. Break and hold 117,000 and we're good. That's it. So that's Bitcoin. So still rough holding pattern for me. Okay. If we take a look at the others market, so the altcoin market. Oh, we're back at 260. Okay, we're at 260. Nowhere near out of the woods just yet. I need to see it get above around about 330, 340 billion. Then we'll talk Turkey. Okay. About 340 billion. Until we're above there, can't say definitely altcoin season. And also see this level of resistance here. Let me get rid of all of this for you. Okay, see that level right there? That's at 290 billion on the others market. Others is the entire crypto market minus the top 10. From this low and this high, you've got to get through there. Like bare minimum 290. I need to see that though. Yeah. 330, 340 billion. Start making higher highs. Then we'll talk. Okay, then great. Then we'll talk about an altcoin season. We're not there yet. Cool. You do not want to see crypto break and hold below 220 billion. Bad news bears. Okay, bad news bears. You don't want that. Then you'd be seeing no altcoin season for sure. And your alts, your favorite alts would go down from there. Cool. So yeah. Break 290, good sign. Break 220, very bad sign in a trading range. At the moment, Bitcoin dominance gives you an indication of where altcoins might go to in the short term or in the long term as well. On the daily, we had a spike into the resistance zone. What you don't want to see with the Bitcoin dominance, if you're in altcoins and you want altcoin season, you don't want this number to go up. You want it to go down. All of that. Okay, so what we found is we got into there. It rejected it. That's good news for your altcoins. Okay, you want that to continue to reject. You want this to get down through here, through that 57% level. Break and hold 57%. Okay, ignore the time frame, but do that. Great for your altcoins. That would really signal a good altcoin season if you break through that 57% and continue down. Okay, so that's what you want to see. Break and hold as resistance under there, please, under 57%. Cool, we're not there yet. And bad news for your altcoins, if it does crack above that 62.5% level, that would say just Bitcoin's way dominating altcoins and altcoins Cool. Now, having said that, let me be clear. If Bitcoin was having a big rise, that means your altcoins could be going up, but there's no point being in an altcoin if Bitcoin is massively outperforming it. Like, be in the safe thing, be in the digital gold. Okay. I also believe, by the way, Bitcoin is part of your insurance policy now. Just like I said with gold, gold is part of your insurance policy. Have car insurance, have life insurance preferably. Own some gold. You now got to own a little bit of Bitcoin. As I've said, 5 to 10% of your portfolio in Bitcoin is a must now, because I'm so bullish on it over the longer term, algorithmically, halving cycles, less demand, all that sort of stuff, institutional investors, all that, bullish over on the long term. I do see Bitcoin at $1 million one day for sure. Pick that day, I don't know. Way down the track or soonish, I don't know, but it's going to get there in my opinion. So it's part of your insurance policy now. Cool. But yeah, altcoins, you're playing with fire if you're not watching the Bitcoin dominance ratio, if you're not watching, the others market, all that kind of stuff. So stay updated by subscribing to me, and I'll keep you updated. Let's take a look at Toshi and then possibly a couple of others. Let's see. Here is Toshi on the daily time frame price in USD, the meme coin of base chain, the meme of memes, my favorite meme. I am in it at the moment. I'm a little bit down in my position, which I said I'm not willing to get rid of it yet. Let's just see what happens. I showed you here. We're at 0008, so we're up a little bit, so this is good. I have that expected support range, which I can't find anymore. Is that there? No. Okay, never mind. We got to creep back above the 9596 area. Okay, and if we start closing below this 662 area right there, I will have to get out of my position, because then what that would be saying is you're making successive lower highs and lower lows on the daily time frame. Now, we're actually technically on the daily time frame, you're actually making successive lower highs and lower lows at the moment on the daily, right? So here we go. You made a lower high, you made a lower low. Lower high, if you make another lower low, that's not good. You're in bear market territory. Okay, so why be in something that's in a bear market? I may have to cut my losses, but I just want to see if I'll wait. I'm going to wait until around about that 6364 kind of level. If we break through there, I'm out and I'll take the loss. If we start creeping back above here at 9.5, I'm going to keep my position, and I will be really confident that would be a great move. And then we're going to be onwards and upwards, and I would say, making a play for the all-time high. Cool. All depends on what Bitcoin's doing. All depends on what the others market in general is doing, and the Bitcoin dominance and all that. Let me know in the comments if you are still in Toshi, if you're happy to ride it. But yeah, good to see it above here. So back above that resistance, that's nice. Above that 7675 level, which we'd spoken about previously, that's good. I need to see that hold. Do that. Bounce off there, bounce off 7.5, 7.6, and creep up to here. Hopefully, maybe some resistance there, and then creep through. Beautiful. That would generally signal all of our other altcoins are going up at the same time. But yeah, that's Toshi. It's my favorite meme coin, an amazing community, and I'm in it currently. I will stay in above there. I will get out below there, because I'm not going to sit in a bear market. Cool. It's not what I do. That is Toshi. Cool. Any others? I'll take a quick look at XRP, because it is the crossover crypto. Here is XRP on the weekly time frame. US dollars, $2.60. Still doing the same thing. It's just ranging and finding exact resistance at that level of that $2.70 that we'd spoken about previously. So we haven't. I have to readjust this. I haven't looked at XRP since we had the big dip in crypto where everything went down and people got wiped. Okay. If that's the case now, I have to take it from this high and this low. I bet you. Let me get rid of a few things here. So all of this now, invalid. I'm going to get rid of you. I'll get rid of you. I'll get rid of that trend line. All of you, you're gone. Now, actually, I'll keep you, and I'm going to move this down. I bet that this level of support right here is going to match up. I think it will match up with some kind of Fibonacci when we go from this high and this low. Let's find out. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Yeah. Okay, it's matching up there. So not exactly there, but it's matching up right there. And it's at the top end. Yeah, there you go. So that's where it matches up. So we're now in the expected resistance range, and we're finding resistance at the top end of the expected resistance range. Okay. So, and look at that. So you can see right there, that matches up perfectly with previous resistance back here in May of 2025. So very key area. We always say it, but it's a really key area, and it's a massive area of support, which became resistance. So that's not good. So here's what, there you can see it very clearly. You've had a support and resistance flip so far. Not great, okay? I need to see it get out of this zone, and you need to see it get back above $2.75. So bare minimum, back above $2.75, and then resistance will become support again. So that's good, okay? So lower highs, lower lows, support, that was good, okay? Lower high, support again, that was good. Lower high, so you can see that descending triangle, okay? Can you see that? And then that finally played out. So lower highs, but equal lows, okay? That was indicating some kind of support. Then it got taken out, okay? Then we came down to, now that right there, that support level has now turned into resistance. You don't want that, okay? Bad news. You need that to break through there. That's actually very bullish. If you can break through there and that holds a support again, and then if you do that, that would be the ultimately bullish scenario for XRP. Support flip to resistance. If you then again, resistance then flips to support, and then you break through this line right there at around about $2.75, $2.80-ish, you'd be looking good for a decent move up. Okay, so watch for that. And if you don't want to watch it, subscribe to me, follow me, and I will keep you updated with that. Yeah, not out of the woods yet for XRP, okay? Got to do that. Cool. That's XRP. I think that's all I want to talk about for crypto, etc. for the day. Do we have any final comments, final queries? And then we shall get out of here. Yes, I addressed that one. And I talked about Bitcoin. I talked about crypto. Let's see. Gerald says, Data Storage Corporation to look into investing. You want examples? Okay. You give me examples of data storage corporations or data storage sectors in crypto to look at, I think. Sure, you can give me that. Why not, Gerald? I'll take your shills. Why not? Clanker. Okay, I've looked at Clanker before. TokenBot is turning heads. You could be right. Turning Clanker into TAO or DRM. Okay, TokenBot. And PayAI. I think we've done that. PayAI is, what does this mean? Is X402 alpha you're not ready for? I love your work, Gerald. You're like the shill man. I love it. PayAI. Okay, let me just see. PayAI. PayAI Sol. Okay, so it looks like it's on PayAI. Ooh, week. What's this? That's on the daily time frame. It's just okay. So PayAI just launched on something called Week, whatever that is. Let me go to. Look, I'm gonna do it. Let's look for you. I'm gonna look for you. Let's look at PayAI just for shits and giggles. Why not? I'll have to put this on the screen and me. All right. I'm on Dex Screener. PayAI. Looks like it's on Sol. PayAI network. It's up 50%. That's why you're talking about it, because it's up 50%. Market cap 60 million. Low cap. Liquidity 2 million. So that's the right one to look at. This is on the weekly time frame. Ooh. Yeah. No. That's a logarithmic. Okay, this is why you're talking about PayAI, obviously, Gerald, because it's had a bit of a run in the last few weeks. Looks great. I mean, cool. Good to see. So we've gone from, obviously the fractions of a fractions of a fraction of a cent, and we are at 6 cents at the moment for Pay AI. Cool. Payments for the AI age. Let's take a quick look at their. Nope, I don't want to. Let's take a quick look. Yes, I get that. Go away. Take a look at their 15,500. Okay. Payments for the Pay AI network. What is it? Solana first, multi-network. Oh, the 402 facilitator. Try 402 payments against a live merchant today. Get 100% of your payment refunded. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so Lively, not that lively, but they've got a lot of followers. You would kind of want to look at their followers and then see, did they pay for a lot of, followers, etc.? Is it a manipulated following market? I don't know. I'm not making that claim, but just always got to take that in the back of your mind. Who are they followed by as well? So if they're followed by a couple of people that I follow. I follow a lot of them, the big influencers. So you want to see a few more of those larger influencers, larger people in the crypto market following them as well. Cool. The price action looks nice. Pretty overextended. That's on the weekly. And let's take a look on the monthly. Yeah, okay. Let me put on some stuff here. Indicators and strategies. We definitely want the RSI. And I definitely want the OBV, on balance volume. Okay. Whoa, that's a lot of volume. So a lot of volume is coming in the last couple of days. So that's the volume indicator is great. You're very overextended on the relative strength index, a butt ton of volume. That might be because some kind of news came out. Would that be correct, Gerald? Did some kind of interesting news come out? But just be aware, what goes up must come down. So if you're looking for an entry into, look at the volume there, big volume spike. So that says something like some kind of news. I would say, though, if you would look at the volume and the price action, actually isn't. There's something going on here. I think the steam is slightly running out, because if you take a look at this candle, you take a look at this volume. See this volume spike right here? That's a huge volume spike. Yet this candle on this daily time frame in the last 24 hours isn't massive. Okay, so something's diverging a little bit. Massive volume, but not as big a spike. So that says you're probably getting towards the end of this excited FOMO run. Cool. Yep. Also, and yep, correct. So you have bearish divergence on. Now, might be the perfect opportunity for people who like the fundamentals of Pay AI to get the dip. Okay, but you are about to experience. Mark my words, you are about to experience a dip in Pay AI. You're about to see some days of red, I think. Okay, so higher high on the price, lower high on the high. Look at that. Higher high, lower high. Also, that volume spike, as I showed you before, the candle wasn't. It was diverging. Okay, not as big a candle, as bigger volume spike. Volume starting to taper off a little bit as well on the 1 hour time frame. Same deal. Okay, that's just same deal. Higher highs, lower highs. Volume's good, but I'm expecting a lower move. I'm expecting a move down, and I would look at somewhere into there and there. Let me get you on the logarithmic. Into this zone right here is where you'll be looking at. Now, crypto is a different beast. Crypto loves to get you down and really shake you out. So I'm going to make a prediction. I think we come down, have a decent retrace on Pay AI. Could be absolutely wrong. I think you're getting to bare minimum into this zone. So I think you're going to see, again, this could be a really bullish move, like a great 1, 2, then you've still got 3, 4, 5 to go. Could be wrong. I mean, that could be the case. What am I looking for? Where's my thing where I can do pricing? Where's my price one? What the blazes? Where's my price one? Hang on. No. There you are, price range. I'm expecting from here a dip. I'm expecting a 60% dip in Pay AI, probably bare minimum, I think. Yeah, that's just me. Could be wrong, but yeah, anywhere down to that kind of 2.5 cent level, I could expect. Okay, don't be surprised. And crypto loves to do that. It's had a massive run. We have been up since this bottom from the 21st of October. You've been up 2,000%. Are you telling me I can't have a 60% dip from here? Even an 80% dip from here. That's taking it to the normal expected support range, okay, for Pay AI. Great to see it. Another crypto doing its thing. Just a little bit overvalued at the moment because of that big run. Now, could I be wrong? Yes. Could it shoot for the moon? Yes. If you take a look at the monthly time frame and get rid of all that, it could just absolutely sail from here. I could be wrong and it just goes to $1. So keep all that in mind. But just on the daily, just looking a little bit much. So yeah, down into that. Yeah, look down into there. That's not even coming down to previous support. Okay, so number can go. I'm spending an inordinate amount of time on this, but number breaks out of a support area, a resistance area, and then it come back to support. So yeah, back down into that area for sure. Yeah, I'm going to give you that. I'd say as low as about 1.2 cents. As low as that, you can easily get down because it could have been going up on, a big spike on news or something like that. Anyway, that's Pay AI. No more comments. Any more comments? Yeah, do your own research, of course. Thank you, Joe. No problem. Also, Clanker and Coinbase. Cool. You're the man. I appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, you have watched Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main. We've talked about silver dip. We've talked about gold, platinum, Bitcoin, crypto, etc. And you know what you get to enjoy at the end here? We get to dance it out today as well. Grab your tasty beverage. Of course, head over to the Silver Investor Club as well. You want to be a member of my Silver Investor Club. Private club, free to join for now. Oh, okay. Already got 2 extra membership requests. Yes, you're approved. Yes, you're approved. So we now have 252 dedicated private Silver Investor Club members. It's a private club for new and veteran investors in silver and silver-related assets like stocks, etc. Cool. You should. I've had a bit of a dip in the market. You should absolutely join there. Why? Giveaways, exclusive silver bullion deals, analysis auctions, live streams, private hangouts. At least go check it out for free. And then if you want to stay, you can stay for free for a period of time. And then I will start eventually charging people once I've proven its worth. Let's finally do a synchronized slurp. Grab your tasty beverages, my wonderful people. We will dance it out for the end of the show because you have watched.
Good morning, Stack. Oh yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, Stack. It's podcast time.
Grab it.
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove.
Let's do the
synchronized slurp.
3, 2, 1, go.
Good morning, Stack.
Thanks for watching, people. Have a great day. You got another live show on Thursday and all the stuff in between. Stay safe, stay informed. Keep stacking whatever you're stacking, and I'll see you soon. Bye.